I don't think that I've spoken to a person recently who hasn't asked me, what the heck is going on with interviews today? Why is it that they're so different than they used to be? I had a gentleman who actually had done a ton of interviewing himself and had been recently a displaced worker. And he said, I can't understand, why am I so uncomfortable sitting on the other side of the chair today? And I think what's important again for us to realize is, why have interviews changed so dramatically? Because in order for us to be effective in that area, we have to understand. Again, I sent out my resume, somebody called me, they said, be here Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Now it's a whole myriad of shenanigans before I'm even considered for a position. My resume goes to a land far, far away. Some people I hear back from, some people I don't. Then they want to speak to me over the telephone before they'll actually sit down and meet with me in person. Or you have to know somebody to get in for, again, that personal audience. And I think what we really need to be aware of is an employer or anybody who's in a hiring authority has a limited amount of time to spend with candidates. And anything that they can do to weed or screen people out, they're doing. Because they want to be really only spending that one-on-one time with individuals that they're pretty darn convinced of that they're interested in learning more about. That they see something in their resume, they see something in their cover letter that says, you know what, I want to talk to this person in more depth. I feel that initial connection. So you have to be aware of the fact that interviews have changed dramatically. And just getting a one-on-one interview is such a signal that you have a great opportunity to put your best foot forward, but yet a limited opportunity to put your best foot forward. So they're fearful as an employer base. They want to make sure that they're doing the right thing for their company, the right thing for their company culture and the people that are already gainfully employed there. So we're really going to get into great depth about the different types of interviews that are happening today. And that real understanding of, why do I have to go through all these phases to reach the promised land? And then once I do, how am I most effective? Because your story is an absolute integral part of that interview structure. That ability to understand both your soft and hard skills and relate it to that role is such an integral part of that interview structure. And it's also an opportunity for you to make sure, does this make sense in my strategy? Is this a good partner for me? If I walked away after a year, would this be the right position? Would it improve my brand, my knowledge level, my ability to seek out a bigger, better, more enhanced company or role? So that sitting in that chair and feeling like you're put on trial for a crime that you haven't been thought to yet commit is really, again, a thought process we want to steer you away from. It's a business meeting and a great opportunity for you to represent yourself in a memorable way, and also for you to go on a fact-finding mission and interview them. And I know if you've been looking or you're unemployed, you're thinking, yeah, right, Joan, any job will do. But I'm telling you, done right, interviewing right, you're going to see how that employer responds differently. I can't tell you how many jobs are created based on an effective interview structure. And you'll really begin to connect with the difference of what you thought that purpose of that one-on-one meeting was versus what the reality is behind it. So please know that as uncomfortable as you are in this role of putting yourself out there, an employer is just as comfortable. But the more confident they are about their company and the position they need to fill and the help they need, and the more comfortable you are in speaking about yourself and relating your role to the background, to the organization, and how you can help them, that whole interview is just a great business meeting that serves a really strong purpose for all parties concerned. So work through this, look again differently at this structure, and let's see how we can get you into the right role.